Vroom, 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 vroom. Honk, honk. Get in, losers. We're going struggling. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hello, friends, and welcome to another ride in the struggle bus where every wheel is an empty triangle. We've got one more higher level game for you guys today, and then we'll probably get back to our normal bus ride videos. Before we get into that, I kind of want to give a shameless plug to give you guys more information about my Patreon and the benefits that you guys can get for joining. I'm sure you guys have seen the list of all the people who are involved, and I think it's awesome that I've been able to create that community. But if it's something you guys are interested in, for just $1, you guys get access to all the Patreon reviews that I do. I've got over 100 of them at this point in time, so there's lots of content there. They tend to be completely unedited. Oftentimes, my cats will be in the videos as well as my co-pilots, and I tend to have a lot of fun with those, but they're certainly not as polished as these videos are. And then for $5 a month, you guys will get a video review as well as access to all the reviews I do. And then for $10 a month, you get a video review as well as a teaching game. Of course, there's only so many of those available because I've only got so much time in a month. But there's some good options there if you guys are interested and want to support the channel a little more. Talking about that, today's game is playing against a Patreon supporter who joined in January 2024 as a 12K. And today we play him as a 2K, which is pretty impressive, especially considering he took a break over the holidays. And while I certainly can't take all of the credit for him getting that strong, I think I can take at least like 75% of the credit or like 20% of the credit, somewhere in there. Obviously, he has put a lot of effort into his game. I'm very happy to see him get as strong as he has. And so I thought it'd be fun to play him today. So that is what we've got in store. We're just playing a nice casual game. I'm recording it as per always, trying to go over the basic rules and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But yes, it will be a higher, a higher level game as I'm playing against somebody who is fortunately just as strong as I am, and I love to see it. Anyway, with that shameless plug out of the way, obviously, I would like to thank my opponent for playing us today. I'd like to thank you guys for watching these videos, and I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters for supporting the channel. So anyway, let's go see how this game goes. Okay, let's get this thing going. So Nick is starting with the 3-3. Isn't that fun? So I'm going to do my best, even though this is going to be probably a pretty high-level game. I'm going to do my best to keep this, keep the explanations simple as to what I am looking to do, because we still want to follow those basic rules. So we will be going after the corners. I like mixing up with a 4-4 and a 3-4 facing the 4-4. It's just what I like doing as white. Gives me good balance between something that will most likely turn into influence and something that'll probably turn more into a territorial based. So black approaches, we have lots of options. I typically like the diagonal here, but that goes towards, something that isn't too developable. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm actually going to kick, and that is going to secure the corner. Black will extend up, and we will just extend here. This gets us the corner. Black will get a little bit of strength and a base on the side. And that is the exchange that we have taken there. And then I have Sente now. And so we're going to go do something with a corner because there are still 3 corners that are mostly open. And of the 3 between a 4-4, a 3-3, and a 3-4, the 3-4 is the more valuable of the 3. And so I'm going to approach the 3-4. Still just going after the corners. Eventually we'll start going after the sides. You'll notice that black has gone after a side here. But that is why we're looking to do this. Again, with a 3-3 stone, it's tough for black to develop off of this stone, so it's not a big concern yet. And with the 4-4 stone, it takes 2 moves to really get the corner off of a 4-4 stone, where it only takes 1 move off of a 3-4. So that's why we typically consider the 3-4 stones to be more important to approach first. So our friend has attached Wihane.
black pulls back, we will connect. And then you'll notice this is pretty similar to up here. And we will do the same thing where we will extend high, especially with a third line stone here. I'd rather just go and get some influence here. So now I fully expect black to do something for really the last open corner, which is this corner, and black obliges. Black will most likely come back and play k4 after we slide back. And so now we're going to start transitioning into playing for the sides as opposed to the corners. All this should be pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy has happened yet. Of course, there will be plenty of crazy in the game, most likely, especially since our friend is playing a lot on Fox. And so I assume he's going to take the Fox onto this board as well. Okay, so he decides to attach. Perfectly fine. We will go and play the main variation here. Black attaches because black wants this to be sente. If black can play d2, it's not sente. But now this forces us to finish out whatever variation we want to go with here. So black plays the Hane. We will go and take this Atari. And then we will go and play the Hane on the outside. Black will Atari. We will connect. And now black gets the choice of, does black want to cut or does black want to extend? And so we can leave this for now. K4 is a reasonably large move, but we still have a much larger open area over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come approach the 3/3 stone, and I'm going to do it on the side where we have a fourth line stone as opposed to a third line stone, because with the fourth line stone we have more potential on this side of the board. So we're just going to go approach this. I expect black will play something like 017, though admittedly I'm not too familiar with what black wants to do with this stone. I just respond accordingly depending on what black plays here. Okay, so black decides to play the small knights move. So black's looking to develop up top, and we're looking to develop on the right. So I do kind of just want to take black space away, so that it's not a nice efficient development. This is still a fine place stone against these two stones, so I am just going to play right here, just to kind of harass this group a little bit, though black is just going to harass this stone. I suspect black is going to play q14, look to get influence while we're forced to take small territory, but black is playing an aggressive move. Like I said, Nick plays a lot on Fox, so this is not terribly surprising. So the question is this stone even worth saving right now? Because if we look at this, black has already put 3 stones into this area, and this stone is not cleanly captured yet. So we could leave this stone alone and look to develop with a move like k16. If we wanted to save this stone, we could do something like attach to p15, and that'll cause an interesting fight that I'm kind of interested in, because I'm not sure what black would do. If black Haned, we would extend, which turns this cut on and makes this stone weaker. I kind of like that, truth be told. I think this stone probably is worth saving. So I'm going to attach to black stone here. So obviously this gets a little, this gets a little trickier than our basics, but that is perfectly fine. This stone still is placed reasonably enough. So let's see, what do we want to do now? So at this point, I am more committed on these two to save these 2 stones than this one. This one stone's also in a pretty good position as it is. So I think I want to get strength for these stones and lean on this stone. I think just playing the Tiger's Mouth is probably the best shape here. If black extends, we can just Hane and get the double Tiger's Mouth, which is a great shape. If black goes downward, he's running towards my stones, so that is good for us as well. As we start transitioning into the middle game, this is something I don't get into too much in our our bus rides, our basic videos there. But as we start heading into the middle game, really all we care about is strength of groups and potential of points. In that order, strength of groups is more important. We actually don't care about points quite yet. So as long as you keep your group stronger than your opponent and you maintain more potential than your opponent on the board, your potential will turn into more points than their potential will because your groups are stronger. That's kind of the concept there. So black is looking to run out. Perfectly fine. So we need to stay ahead, and so we'll run out. And I think playing the small knights move is probably the cleanest way to do it. Black cannot cut. This shape can't be cut even with this group here. So we'll go and play this. Just try to stay ahead of these two stones, and then if we're able to link up with N17, that would be pretty good. So I wouldn't be surprised if black played something like N16 here just to stop a potential connection. But then we're able to pressure these two stones a little more. So again, we're just focusing on strength of groups here. If we can build potential while doing it, fantastic. But here we are just focusing on keeping our group stronger while trying to keep black's groups weaker. So that's all we're doing here. And unsurprisingly, black does push here. I still think we're in a fine position here because our stones cannot be cut. So let's just get this stone a little bit stronger, because remember, we care about strength of groups here. So we want to make sure we keep this group strong as well. It is worth noting we aren't attacking anything right now. This is both players just kind of trying to jockey for position. These are just kind of local exchanges, kind of some pushing and shoving to see who can try to eke out more of an advantage with keeping their groups strong. I think we're doing okay here because as we move out this way, we're able to turn this into potential, right? We care about strength and we care about potential. So that is my plan here. And so we will just keep on going. Can I play this? I don't think so. I think we just want to extend. I don't want there to be any weaknesses here. If we had played L16, that leaves a cut at L17. And I think our group on the outside isn't quite strong enough to handle that. If we had played something like, if we had played this and then black played here, we're in an awkward spot now where we kind of feel obligated to play this, and now all of a sudden black could play something like this and get, start surrounding us. And so we can't let black do that too easily. Okay, so black is now saying, oh, my group isn't too great. I want to do something about that. And so I'm just going to jump out as well, stay ahead of his group. Of course, while black is doing this, black is getting strength for this group, which will make things awkward for this group. Okay, and so black wants to push again. Just doing some reading on cuts, and I think we are okay because of this nice panther shape. And so I will just push again. So we're making an exchange here. We're playing third line stones for fourth line stones. We're still early in the game, and so we want to be focusing on third and fourth line stones when we can. And we know that third and fourth line stones are like the nice efficient stones, and so it's typically considered even and equal if you're getting third line stones and your opponent's getting fourth line stones, or vice versa. But it's worth noting that here I am pushing ahead, so I'm the one kind of maintaining the path, and black is getting this influence, but black's already surrounded. So this influence doesn't actually do anything for black. So I don't see this as a good exchange for black, because the influence that black would typically be getting from here is not equal to the territory that we are securing with these third line stones. Hopefully. That's my hope anyway. Okay, but black is going to keep on pushing. I think it is time to help this group a little more. So what do we want to do? Let's go play this move. It's Sente. It looks to potentially turn this into an I. Um, and then we can look at this as well. Is this something that will be helpful? I think so. We'll go threaten to uh, make this cut, and then we'll go and play here, which threatens to make the cut again. And so this just helps this group get a little bit stronger, get some better shape for this group. And now we have to we have to continue running. We must continue running here. I think we want to do the same thing that we did before and just go play this Tiger's Mouth. And then if black pushes, we'll make the double Tiger's Mouth. Just get some strength here, stay ahead of black's group. It's worth noting, neither of our groups are alive yet. So we both have to be a little careful. And so we can lean on this group a little bit to get strength for ourselves. And so that's what I'm looking to do now. I'm happy if our group gets strong and his group gets strong, because I think we made more out of this exchange up top than black did. We still have something like S16 for good endgame and P18 for endgame. Okay. Well, I think we probably just jump now. I think we've got enough room that we can do this. Because if we push and he pushes, we're going to feel obligated to push again. So let's go just take this jump. And now we're just going to focus on keeping this group strong. Okay, so now it's black's turn to make some shape, and that is fine. I think we can just connect here. That's probably the simplest way to handle this one. I'm looking at P18. I kind of like P18. It feels endgamey, but it does take a lot of this corner away. It goes and peeps at the cut. Okay, well, we can make things real interesting with this cut. I wonder if we can get away with this cut. It's a big one. It is a big one. So I think before taking the cut, maybe it's just worth bumping and then jumping because he'll have to pull back. Or we can look at taking the cut. That will make it a very interesting and fighty game. I do like that. I think that'll be fun. But I'm going to save that for later. For now, we're just going to play here. Keep this group stronger. Again, this black probably should pull back now. If black doesn't, I will look at the cut for sure. And black does pull back to protect the cut. So the question now, as we're focusing on strength of groups, is this group strong enough? Because this group is starting to get surrounded and starting to get weak. So do we need another move like J13? Or are we okay as is? And man, that's a tough question. It's really a tough question. But I think we are okay for now. I think. So I think I want to get a little more strength for this group. And what's nice is as we get strength for this group will get a little weaker. And so I think I want to play a move that makes this group stronger while stopping black's potential, because if black gets a move like N5, that'd be quite large. So we're going to go take that. I think this is good timing to do this, as long as this group is okay. But we've got a lot of good shape here. We've got some potential with moves like S14 that look to potentially connect. So we can play S14 into S16 and get some eye space there. We've got potential eye space with P14 and L13. So there's options. And we can also just jump ahead. So I think this group is okay, but it's hard. It's hard to tell, but sometimes we need to take these risks. Okay, so now black has played this move, which to me says he intends on attacking this group because he's looking at this as a forcing move. The thing is, I'm not so sure this is actually a forcing move. Yes, if I play away, black can play, if we go play away, black can do this, right? And you know, that's no bueno. But do we need to respond to that? Not so sure. But I do think it probably warrants playing a connection, and I think I'd rather connect here than here. But he absolutely plans on attacking this group, uh, having played a move like that. So, do we go and play one more move here and sacrifice the stone? I don't think so. I think we are going to fight. So let's showcase a fight. So let's connect here and see what kind of fight our friend can give us. Because I'm sure he's going to play something like K12 right now. Oh, and we look at that. Guys, he played an aggressive move. I'm shocked. You're shocked. Everybody's shocked. So I'm looking at playing this really gross move right here because it aims at this cut and can kind of more reasonably turn this into an eye. So I'm considering doing this, and I think it works. I think it works. I've done some reading. If black ignores this, we're going to play O11, which threatens too much stuff, I think. So I think black needs to respond to this. Black does. And now we can look at just playing here, playing here. Let's see. If we go here, black's going to play here, and then we get to do this. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So let's do it. We'll play here, and then we will play here. Okay. And so now black wants to come in here. And that's perfectly fine. That is black's right. I did mention that we were going to get weaker over here. So let's just go and keep our group nice and strong. That is the goal here. There was a reason that we played N5, and it was because of moves like this. So even though it's a pretty, somewhat chaotic middle game, it's still middle game. So we really are still just focusing on strength of groups and potential. So I think this group is fine. We're obviously working on this group now. And then where's their potential? Black has potential on the bottom. And then both of us kind of have a little potential over here. But we've got some good points on the top. And black's got some points in the corner. What happens if we connect? Black might be in trouble if we just play here. I think black needed to play S11. So what happens if we just play here? Black extends, we block. Black's only got 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. Also with the potential of connecting. I think we're okay with just getting strength on the outside. Though I do want to read this a little bit, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, we're doing it. Because you want to know what? If you die, at least you die in Sente, and we'll get some good follow-ups in the areas that are important. But I think black might be in trouble here. I did some reading, and it's tough. There's a lot going on here, but I think we'll be okay. Black's going to fall short on liberties, I hope, if what I read works. But there's a lot of potential Aji, and we'll have to reread after every move gets played. But if black pushes, we are going to go and play this. And if black cuts, we are going to cut right here. Okay, and so black does play there. And so now I think we play this. And we've got 4 liberties. Black's only got 3. Okay. We obviously have to do that. Oh, it's going for it. He's going for it, team. Okay. So what do we want to do? Do we just extend and then say we have an I here, or do we want to Atari and Atari and then connect? I think we can just go and play this double Hane because it leaves this double Atari that black would need to fix. So let's go and do that. So it looks like black just took some forcing moves and then moved on. If these 3 stones are dead, I think we're in really, really good shape, especially if we can do something good with this group. So let's see. I'm going to go play over here to look to get a second eye. We already have one eye here. Although if black plays, I just messed up. Black could have just played K14, and that would have been pretty rough. So what happens here? Well, let's just connect. That definitely gets us an eye here. And then I think S14 will get us a second eye. Perhaps does P13 get us another eye? I don't think so. Okay, and so he goes to block there, perfectly fine. Because yeah, if we play here, he's just going to play this. But what happens if we play here? Does this get us a second eye? And it very well might. It very well might. What's nice is it threatens to connect with S12. This was something that I pointed out earlier. Okay, this not too important. I'm going to go play this because that threatens P13 to turn into an eye, and it threatens M15 to turn into an eye. So I think we're all set now. The connection to S12 actually does not work because of the shortage of liberties we have on these 4 stones. So until these 3 stones are gone, we actually can't connect with S12. Okay. So that is fine. We can go play here, and that should get us a second eye. Okay, so black comes back to here. We can extend, but I think just connecting is the cleanest way to deal with this Aji. Okay, so black is just playing all the big moves now. I wonder if black has looked at this cut here, if they are okay with that. Okay, so with this, let's go play this move to look to get some eye space in the corner. That'll give us some more strength too, so we can look to reduce this. This is potentially turning into a pretty big area, so we are a little concerned about that. That black was able to get some really good potential and turn that into some real profit there by attacking this group. Good job there. But we got some profit in our own on this side. Okay, so black pushes here. That's fine. I think we can go and push the other direction. I think it would have been much larger for black to take the turn at G4 than to take this. Okay, and so black plays there. That's fine. I want to go reduce this, and so I'm wondering, is the attachment the best way to do it? It might be. This is an annoying move. So let's go play the annoying move to go minimize the amount of potential that. Or we're kind of past potential, right? As we get into the late game, now we're looking to use the strength of our groups to turn our potential into points and or reduce our opponent's potential, or reduce, how many points they get for their potential. So a perfect example is black was able to use the weakness of my group, because my group was weak, to get strength to turn this potential into actual points. Okay, so black plays that. That's a pretty... that feels a little soft. Let's go play this to threaten to eat that stone, and then we'll turn our attention to over here. We can look at a move like G7 We can look at b7 just from an endgame standpoint. And I still do like the look of the cut here. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about this, truth be told, because we can go and jump in this direction to go look to reduce anyway as we get strength for ourselves, more eye space. So I'm not too concerned about that. There's no potential in the center here. The potential is all here. So I think it would have made more sense for black to come in this way, to reduce from this way. But this gives us the opportunity to go in the direction that we wanted to go. Okay. That is fine. Let's go play this. And we'll play the first line, Hane. Endgame moves, but they are forcing. If black allows us to jump in, I will absolutely jump in and go tear apart the points that black has here. So, yep, we'll do that. And that is fine. I think we can... Yeah, I like the looks of this because that will allow us to Hane, or Atari rather, if A3 gets played. Okay, let's come back to here. I'm wondering if S6 is a good move to play. I like it. It turns this into more points. It reduces the corner and makes P3 particularly large if black does not respond to this. Okay. I wonder if it's still large to play this move. I feel like it is. I feel like it is still large to play this move. So let's go play this move. Because black, there's not a ton of eye space. Black isn't going to die here. But this has probably some pretty meaningful follow-ups. Yep. Not surprising there. Is it worth capturing? I don't think so. Do not think that's worth capturing right now. So we're not going to. So what next? We want to look at this cut. I don't think so. I think black would just sacrifice the stone. So let's go break in here a little bit. We'll just go attach to this stone. Get some strength. See if we can reduce this to dame. Okay. So what happens if we play here? I think playing here is perfectly fine. I don't think the Atari will do too much. So let's go play here. If black Ataris, whichever way black connects, we're able to go the other way. So we'll go and play this. And now we can play this, which captures this stone, keeps us connected. So that was a good exchange. That was a good exchange for us. This stone is still a little pressured. Black does not want us to get this Hane. But black also doesn't want us to extend this way. So I wonder how black's going to go about it. I was looking at this. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. That's kind of annoying. But it's a ko. So let's go for it. Okay. So we need to find a good, meaningful ko threat. And I wonder if H2 is good enough. And I think it is. Yeah, I think this is good enough of a ko threat. But black has a lot of ko threats too. Black's got a bajillion ko threats because of this group. We're gonna lose those stones. We're gonna lose those stones. That's just how it's gonna be. Okay, but we'll force black to do it. Okay, sure. We'll do this. Black's gonna get these stones. There's no way I can fight it. Okay, so let's just do as much damage as we can. So we'll go play this move that I've been looking at for a bit. And at this point, like, we are just kind of getting into nitty-gritty stuff, so basics are going out the window, guys. I apologize. We are just looking at things. Okay, that is fine. So let's see. Let's go and jump in a little more, do some damage here. Yeah, black got a bunch of points here. That was probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Maybe like a 20-point exchange. But we're gonna get a lot from this as well. So that is good. And so we'll go and do this. And so did we get 20 points? Probably not. But we certainly carved away a lot. We still have H6. We still have P2. We've got many options still on this board. K2 is kind of annoying now that we've got this stone here. So I'll be looking at that as well. And so from here on out, it's pretty much just endgame. So I think I'm going to stop the commentary. I'll speed up the game so you guys see how it finishes, and we'll go over it a little bit at the end. So I will see you guys at the end of this game. Okay, so we made it this far, and I had to throw in the towel, drive off that bridge because yeah, he definitely got us this game. This was a pretty solid win. Looking at the AI graph, we were never really in the lead. Not that it was Black wasn't hugely ahead the entire game, but it was a pretty solid victory for our friend. So that is fantastic to see. I'm really happy to see that he has gotten as strong as he has. That is always a good thing. So, really, not too much to say about this one. I think really what it came down to was he ended up doing a really good job attacking this group, and I think this yeah, pressuring here, maybe I should have just, when he played here, taken this first and just sacrificed these two stones. But even here, AI says that Black's pretty solidly ahead. But once he gets this, now he's got strength to the left, he's got strength to the bottom. Our group still isn't alive yet, so he's pretty much getting all this in Sente. And now he's in good control of this game. But a very interesting one, a very fun one. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two from it. I know I certainly have, which I'll then probably forget about tomorrow, but that is fine. So not going to do a full dive into this game because it was pretty long. You guys saw the decisions and how that played out. So that is where we're going to leave this one, as it's been long enough. Anyway, as per always, thanks for coming out for another Riding Struggle. Where everyone else next triangle. Have a good one, guys.